So it's just crazy to me how, like, unbeknownst to me, I've tried to reach out. I've tried to go through every avenue possible uh, within legal system and within the courts, offices. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Just all the branches, you know. And nobody will take my concern seriously, right? Why is that? Why could that possibly be? You know, I have no idea. I called again. Um, and interesting thing happened. So I'm talking to dispatch, and they say an officer or a detective is going to answer the phone call next, right? So I wait. I get a phone call from an officer. He identifies himself as sergeant, and I'm telling him everything that's going on, everything that I've already told dispatch. And he's like, okay, so I guess we have to meet you. And I was like, no, I've already said my piece. You do not have to meet me. It's like, well, we need to get the information so we can get this done. I was like, isn't that what I'm doing with you right now? He's like, no, I'm just dispatch. Not, and I'm like, no. You identified yourself as sergeant. I didn't say that, but I was like, nah. I don't have to meet with you in person. I can file a report over the phone. And he says, yep, you can. He tried to keep that information away from me because he thought I didn't know. So I get a subsequent call from someone, Officer Kelly. And this is the crisis response unit, right? And they're trying to determine whether I'm of able body and mind. I didn't even know this at first. I was just like, whatever. I'll just play the games. Whatever, you know what I'm saying? Again, because I have no knowledge of what is being claimed against me. You understand? I don't understand how difficult that is for anyone to understand. That can I just receive the goddamn information so that I can forward my life? Because I'm under a completely different narrative. I have no idea what the fuck you guys are doing because you won't fucking inform me. But okay, that's fine, whatever. So I talked to Officer Kelly. Then all of a sudden, I get a call from the Internal Affairs Unit, and I'm relaying the same information again, and I'm just my level of trust right now. An idiot, this shit is like fucking garbage. To be honest with you. But you know, whatever. So I do that. I answer the phone. He's talking to me, and I'm like, "Well, what do you want to know?" And he's like, "Well, just seems like a big story. Let me know everything." I wasn't trying to let him know everything because I've been trying to get this settled fucking months ago, and the story has only progressed. So anytime I call, it's almost like I have to like reorganize all the thoughts to make sure they're in line, so it doesn't sound like a bunch of like word fucking vomit. So I was actually, being preemptive and trying to be like, hey, um, well, what do you need to know? He was like, just tell me everything. I tell him everything, and then he's like, well, I can only handle. It's a large story. I can only handle um, what's in the subsequent Aurora district, right? And so I'm like, that's fine. So I narrow it down to the offenses that I consider like, hey, okay, so you can handle this. The time that I had to like defend myself from a gun-toting person with nunchucks, and then right after that, I get stopped by what was it, like 3 fucking police cars, and they searched my whole goddamn vehicle head to toe, looking for a fucking weapon, even though you took my weapons away from me. The only fucking reason I'm here is because you took my fucking weapons away from me, with no and I have no knowledge of why you did that. Why did you say there was no serial numbers on that bitch? Why? But anyway, you did. My family won't give me the serial numbers. That's cool. Okay. They wanna fucking keep being difficult. Like it's not hard. Our father kept very good records. How is it that difficult to get me the serial numbers? 3 serial numbers for the last 8 months. If I can't get the 3 serial numbers to legally get this off my case, right? Because when they pulled me over, they said I wasn't allowed to have firearms. I'm like, where did that come from? I had never dealt with that ever, right? But okay, now I know what's even more against me and shit, right? So I'm like, okay, I'm 2 blocks away from the incident where my life was threatened with a gun, and yet I get pulled over, and they're searching for weapons, and I get this new piece of information, and I'm just like, this is ridiculous. What are people like tracking me or something? Which other people are. Which I have a video, right? I have a video. You can check the video, right? There's a tracker on there that I had found in a grocery cart that was like full of them. If anyone knows anything, they could just look at the video and see that that's an actual goddamn manufactured tracker. It's not hard. Why am I doing people's work for them? It seems too much, but it is what it is, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, I'm talking to him and I'm like, okay, so I have to give you a lot of information or just supporting information so that you can make your investigation properly as internal affairs, right? I done told him the whole goddamn story. He listened for no goddamn reason, apparently, because when I tried to narrow it down to 3 specific things, I was like, your district can handle. I was like, why? Because I asked him, I was like, can you look through the logs and see if there was, see the call in between dispatch and the crisis response? Because why would he identify himself as dispatch? And why would dispatch say that an officer's calling and, he identified himself also as sergeant? Internal Affairs was like, all we see is dispatch and Officer Kelly from Crisis Response. So I'm like, that's false. And then he gave me the explanation. Well, it could have been a call from, like if I'm in the office right now and the computer I'm with, I cannot see who called you in between. But if I go to the car, maybe it'll come up. I'm like, all right. Can you give me a call after you investigate these tips I need, right? And he's like, well, based off of what you gave me, I don't see any evidence. I'm like, you don't see any evidence. There's no showing of the person who called. I have their number in my phone. I have that saved in my phone. And I'm like, okay, well, I can give you that number, and then you can subsequently, see if there's an officer who uses that. Didn't happen. I'm like, okay, let's zero down on the fucking the stop after I was threatened. My life was threatened, right? And I'm like, this is why I think it's a bigger deal. And if I could have gone to regular officers, I would have. I'm going to you for a reason. But he's like, no, I can't use any of that information. So why did you ask me, sir? Why am I wasting my fucking breath on you when it was pointless from the get-go? You wanted information. That's all that was. So I'm like, whatever, because you can't connect dots. I already know your investigation ain't gonna find shit because you're only looking at the traffic stop. There's a reason why the traffic stop happened. This is what I'm trying to tell you. But if you're not listening to a word I'm goddamn saying, then it doesn't make any fucking sense for you to do the investigation. So he does the investigation, then he comes back, calls me, and guess what? He finds no goddamn reason. I already fucking knew that. Because he wouldn't take the information that connects to why I'm making the goddamn request in the first place. But the officer's name was Maxwell Fine, right? That's the officer's name. A whole lot of individuals involved in all that shit, but it was 3 goddamn police cars. A gun was putting it on me, but they searching my fucking car for guns because I walked up to that dude and they thought, hey, he might have a gun. No, I didn't have a gun. But anyway, whatever it is, that happened. So, again, the question I asked in the beginning, why is it at every turn that I'm met with like such a level of disregard for my concerns when I'm trying to alleviate my issues, right? And I'm thinking to myself, it could only be one. There's already like a prior knowledge of I don't know, just an assumption of who I am or gossip, right? There's a narrative that was put into place before I even had a chance to tell my story or fight for my rights because, again, they're just being disregarded like a motherfucker. So, it makes me think, right? When Melanie did all of this crazy ass goddamn shit on my motherfucking on my goddamn Facebook page, and everybody was fucking treating me like a piece of shit for no goddamn reason. I had told the internet about one of her last boyfriends upcoming in the Felstar. And then she went on a goddamn tirade about fucking that whole situation. So she knew she was fucking guilty. Everybody knew she was goddamn guilty. I don't know why people are fucking still fucking with me like I'm goddamn guilty. I ain't do shit but try to help her ass out. And apparently everybody and their goddamn mama wants to fucking, I don't know, say some shit behind my back. Like I don't know what the fuck is going on. Because part of me doesn't. Because no one's giving me that goddamn self-respect. Or just giving me that fucking level of respect in general. So I don't know what you want from me. I don't know what I have to do. I don't know how many times I have to ask for an explanation regarding what the fuck is happening to my life. But everybody acts like they're fucking retarded or some shit. Like they don't goddamn know what the fuck is going on. But obviously they do. They know more than me. But anyway. And that's a shame. That's a shame. So it makes me think that like, okay, so because I was in the beginning I was like, are they trying to make me like, because they were trying to like make me question my own sanity, and I was like, no, I know what the fuck's going on. So it led me to believe that like, oh, okay, now, you know, on a larger scale, they're portraying a narrative of who I am, right? And so if that's the case, things can start to make sense. Yet, the actions still don't fucking line up. I've said repeatedly, I'm here because I need my goddamn guns back. My father left me those guns. If somebody had said that I was deemed mentally unfit, right? Why the fuck would my dad leave me the guns in the first place? I left my fucking house with those guns. Why did my parents and sister like allow me to leave with that's dangerous, right? That if I was a danger to anyone, like they should be held accountable for that. First off, and then if that's the sole reason why I'm speaking out and I'm trying to get my fucking rights back, right? Because apparently, if people just conspire to just say any goddamn thing about you, you don't have the fucking right to ask for any, like, explanation. Right? Like, I've had so many encounters with people at many different levels. And not once has anyone ever just came to me and just spoke to me and be like, hey, so this is what's going on. You know why? Because I'm fucking competent. Because then I can be like, oh shit, that'll connect the goddamn dot. But anyway, so I was back to when I was talking about this football star or whatever, or up and coming one that lost his father, and then Melanie was the only goddamn thing he had, and then his life went to shit. Very, very similar, right? Because I was doing my goddamn thing out here. So how the fuck am I deemed mentally incompetent when there's no goddamn history of that? I had one spiritual episode years ago. Subsequently, I was making it. I was doing my goddamn thing in life. How in the fuck do you, if you were even told this information, how do you connect that, oh, subsequently, he lived fucking 6 years doing his goddamn thing, prospering. No encounters with anybody, no trouble at all. And yet whatever the fuck apparently is an issue though. So I do that. I get a sudden phone call from Jeffrey Strong, Jeffrey Michael Strong, one of my best friends from the Army. And he was like, your brother thought you were dead. I've been speaking to my brother this entire goddamn time. And I'm like, why the fuck am I getting this information from you, right? So that would lead me to believe that he was involved in this. Like, he's trying to desperately save his own ass. Why? What stake does he have in this? What is that cost for him if I'm deemed correct in anything, right? Well, it's got to be a pretty big liability that he had to take on for him to rush to try to save his own ass. When I was trying to tell him, it's like, no, man, like, I've been talking to my brother. It doesn't make any sense for you to call me and tell me that he thinks I was dead. Like, what the fuck does that even mean? Like, have you spoken to my brother? And then he got angry and was like, no, I've only been speaking to Sergeant Underwood. And I'm like, bro, why are you getting a fucking attitude? I'm telling you the goddamn truth. And I'm trying to ask questions that are relevant because a lot of goddamn strange shit is happening to me right now. Okay. So he calls me and tells me that. So what could be the reason or the threat for him to call me and to say all that? Unless he bared false witness, he signed a piece of paper he shouldn't have, or he testified and goddamn lied. You know what I'm saying? Which is fucking perjury. You know what I'm saying? So one of those things holds him accountable for some bullshit, right? It's the only reason I could think that he would even participate in this bullshit. Like, and again, I don't fucking know. I have no goddamn clue what the hell is going on. Why? Because nobody will come to... I am a fucking reasonable person. I've been saying for this entire time, a lot of unreasonable things have happened to me. This has never fucking happened to me, ever. There's no fucking basis for any of this goddamn shit to have ever lead to like even a plausible history of this being my fucking life. So you better goddamn fact check. Right? Because a lot of people are pulling a lot of goddamn strings, and a lot of people are doing some fucking bullshit. And you niggas really know I'm very capable. I'm very sane. You can't keep this bullshit up. It's a fucking facade. And you all know it. So whenever somebody chooses to, you know, come down and, you know, actually have a real ass conversation with me, instead of playing in my face, like everyone has for the last year and some change, which is purely evil. There's no other way to describe it. None of my friends, who I thought were my friends, checked in. None of them asked me any real fucking questions. It was just this event happened and it was like dead. Nothing mattered. I'm just like, all right. Couldn't get any information from my family, and then, you know, just the legal system just up and turned Benedict Arnold on me like out of the goddamn blue, where I couldn't get none of my fucking rights adhered to. So yeah, I've really been alone handling this all by myself, and I'm a goddamn champion. I'm the fucking man. Nobody can take that away from me. Ever. I don't care what kind of attempts you want to make me upset, angry, or look outside of my character. Because I mean, for time and again, I've proven myself over and over and over and over again. And you don't get to tell me how. You don't get to tell me, first off, who I am. Second of all, you don't get to tell me how I should react when such an egregious violation of human rights takes place. And then third, you don't get to fucking ignore my concerns for no goddamn reason. That's an issue. That's a real issue. And so, yeah. Jeffrey Michael Strong is somehow involved in whatever persecution is developing in my life, and that's facts, because there's no goddamn reason why he would call. There's no reason why I should have gotten that goddamn information from him. And I'd already been speaking to my fucking brother. So, that, Officer Maxwell Fine, if somebody can look into the sergeant that called me in between dispatch and the crisis response team with Officer Kelly, that would be great. At this point, I just think people just want fucking information from me, so they just know what and what not to say to figure out how they gonna handle themselves, how they can curve a situation. You just want information from me. I ain't got time for that. I need fucking help. I need goddamn actual people who are gonna do shit for me, and not smile in my fucking face over the phone on the other line. It's like, oh yeah, so as I see it right now, I'm just trying to help you. I'm just trying to help you, bud. I don't have time for that. That's playing in my face. And you don't think I see it off jump? I'm just being respectful. I give everybody a goddamn level of fucking respect off jump, because I don't want to get rid of fucking trusting people. But you keep on with the same goddamn dumbass games. Where does that leave me? Where does that leave me? You know? Mama texts me like, oh, we just want you to come home. Really, Ma? You want me to come home? Knowing that and this is what I'm telling her. I can bring up the text messages and everything. So if she's saying something completely different, I have proof. Anyway, I'm like, I need to get this shit done. I don't know what the fuck's going on, but with the huge injustice, like, I'm owed compensation at this goddamn point. I didn't even care. I just wanted to fucking leave the state. But you motherfuckers wouldn't let me. Because you knew I knew too much. Right? So, I'm like, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. I gotta fucking dig a trench and whatever and wait the fuck out. Yet she says, we just want you to come home. How the fuck do you want me to come home? Yet, and you'll see in the text messages, it's almost like I'm the fucking problem. But I'm like, they took daddy's guns for no fucking reason. They put false charges on my goddamn record. They fucking took my license away. And now my vehicle's busted, and then they took the vehicle. I'm like, if I go back, I have nothing. I have goddamn nothing. And you won't fucking call Rudy about this goddamn insurance policy. Like, for 8 months. You're my mother. Why are you not even like that's your other son? Why aren't you contacting him and alleviating my concerns? All in the text messages. Her response, I'm not there, Mibu. So if she's spinning some type of other narrative anywhere else, the only thing she's giving me is, I'm not there. Why don't you come home? We're trying. We send you money. Money's not the goddamn issue. I had a fucking plan. You took away my job opportunity and you took everything away from me to be self-sufficient. And then I'm seeing people trying to put a narrative on me that I'm incompetent. I'm like, Ma, it's a bigger issue. It's a fucking bigger issue. If people are trying to portray me as incompetent, that's an issue. It doesn't connect in our conversation. When I speak to her, why the fuck does that not, none of my goddamn concerns mean a fucking thing? Because she's not listening. None of my family is listening. They pretend and they portray they are, but they don't give a fuck. I was doing my goddamn thing. As soon as I have concerns like, hey, this ain't right, they should have been like, oh, what's going on? No. None of that. Because the deeper I get, the more fucking dismissive they get. Why would that be? Because it benefits them. In some fucking way, whatever the fuck is going on, right, benefits them more than my fucking safety, my sanity, God damn it, or my competence. Why? Has to be money. And I would have never goddamn thought this to these people. But they're fucking narcissists. And they're diabolical motherfuckers. For some goddamn reason, they wanted to goddamn team up and do some bullshit. All while I'm exceptionally fucking capable. The shit I fucking done, the shit I did. You know what I'm saying? I'm a fucking legend. And I deserve every bit of compensation and whatever the fuck that they were trying to keep away from me, I deserve that too. And I deserve my name back, my credibility, my fucking life back. My life. I deserve my life. Because I didn't do anything to anyone else. And if anything, I've only tried to help people. So why, in any regard, should I have to suffer? What is the fun to be had? Why does everybody enjoy this? It's beyond me, because I'm not you niggas. I would never do some shit like this. I done some shit. I would never do some goddamn fucking foul ass, grimy ass shit like this to attempt to reduce another human being to like a puddle of who they used to be. To the point where they're in question of who they are and their own grasp on reality. That's one of the most diabolical things you could ever do to somebody. And I want you guys to know that. Because that is just, that's pure evil. And I don't know why you see it as fun. And why nobody wants to, stand the fuck up and say anything, but I'm living. And I will live. And I survived. Whole bunch of goddamn shit that was meant to take me out. So I don't give a fuck about what you think about me, what you say about me, how I'm viewed, or whatever. But you will fucking respect that I know what the fuck I'm doing. You will respect that I'm a able-bodied human being. You can fucking respect my goddamn rights. Plain and simple. So someone should talk to me. Someone should pay for my goddamn car. Somebody should compensate me for all this goddamn shit. I need a fucking debrief. Or a brief. I didn't even get the, I had no fucking knowledge going into this shit. And there's no fucking legal reason for you to keep anything away from me. Any amount of information away from me. There's none. After everything I've done, proven, and been through. No, I deserve every bit of fucking information. From a truthful being. Instead of being lied to, placated, pacified, and lied on for an entire fucking year and a half. So like I said, multiple times, get to fucking work. Because I can get more names. I can make more emails, more calls. I can do it all. And I haven't quit yet. I haven't fallen yet. So you can't really do shit to me. So I'm gonna keep going. And I'm just gonna get more and more people. Because you keep getting more and more people to get involved, to bullshit me. So somebody should fucking be smart and look at that goddamn line and be like, oh no, I'm gonna connect the dots on this line so they don't fuck themselves over getting involved in this BS. And that's it, bro. That's it. I'm not starting fucking over and over again. If you won't leave me alone now, what expectation do I have that you will leave me alone? None. You haven't proven that. I've asked you to. You haven't proven it. So, yeah. This will end. And that's it.